Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Usually when we talk about elite athletes, we're looking for perfection.
Right.
Today we're looking at the complete opposite.
We're looking at the glitch in the matrix.
A glitch named Daitaku Helios, a Japanese racehorse from the early 90s who, if you just look at the data, makes absolutely no sense. He earned a fortune, but fans treated him like a joke.
He was an agent of pure, lovable chaos.
I love that.
Yeah.
Lovable chaos. So that's our mission today. We're going to unpack how a horse with a pretty modest pedigree became this cult hero. We've got racing chronicles, performance stats, and a lot of fan lore.
It's a wild ride, and I think the key here is the difference between reputation and reality. Everyone called this horse a fool. They laughed at him.
Right.
But when you peel back the layers, you find something that looks less like stupidity and a lot more like sincerity.
Okay, I can't wait to get into the psychology of that. But first, set the stage for us. It's the late 80s. Daitaku Helios is born. Was he destined for greatness?
Not even close. He was born in 1987. His sire was Bizen Nishiki, Dam Never Ichiban. And, to anyone outside the racing world, those are just names.
And inside the racing world?
It was fine. It was a working class pedigree. He wasn't royalty.
Okay.
The early reports on him just called him sturdy and plain.
Sturdy? That's how you describe a pickup truck, not a champion racehorse.
That is the perfect analogy. He was solid, dependable. Nothing about him screamed star power. As a 2- and 3-year-old, he was running in the lower grades.
So for people who don't follow this, what's a lower grade? Like minor league baseball?
Good question. Yeah, that's a great way to think of it. It's professional, but it's not the World Series.
Got it.
And he was doing okay, but he wasn't finishing races decisively. He was just another horse in the field.
So no one's circling his name thinking this is the one?
No one. Which is what makes it so wild. Moves to the mile division, and suddenly everything changes.
The mile. Is that a big deal?
It is. It's a specialist distance. You need this really tough combination of raw speed and stamina. And this is where his personality just explodes.
And this is where the romance starts. I was reading about this, and it sounds like a soap opera.
It totally was. The fans created this whole narrative. And honestly, if you look at how the races played out, you can kind of see why.
Okay, so who's the other half of this romance?
Enter Daiichi Ruby.
Daiichi Ruby.
She is the total opposite of Helios. She's an aristocrat, a high-class filly, beautiful runner, great pedigree. She's the prom queen.
And Helios is the sturdy guy from the wrong side of the track.
Exactly. It's a classic rom-com setup. Their first big meeting is the Kyo High Spring Cup.
Yeah.
Ruby wins. Helios finishes a distant 6th.
Ouch. She doesn't even know he exists.
That's the story.
Yeah.
He's just a face in the crowd. But then comes the Yasudakinen. Now, this is a grade 1 race.
This is the big time.
Yes. Helios is the 10th favorite. Nobody expects a thing. But the gates open, and he just surges. He runs this incredibly brave race. He takes the lead. It looks like he might actually steal it.
And then what?
And then in the final few strides, who runs him down right at the wire?
It's got to be her.
Daiichi Ruby. She just cuts him down.
She breaks his heart.
That was the narrative. He tried so hard to impress her, and she just crushed him. But the dynamic shifts.
Oh.
They meet again. Takamatsunomiya High. Ruby is the massive favorite. She's going for a historic 3rd straight win. But this time, Helios fights back. He beats her.
He finally proves he's worthy.
And it all builds to this climax at the Mile Championship. Another huge grade 1 race. Ruby's the favorite. But there's a new player. A rising star named KS Miracle.
So now it's a love triangle.
You got it. And Helios is, again, an afterthought in the betting. But he runs the race of his life. He sweeps past both of them, Ruby and Miracle, and wins his first Group 1 title.
That's the movie ending.
Yeah.
The underdog gets the girl and the trophy.
And that's when the fan theories just exploded. He only runs hard when Ruby is watching. He's showing off for her. It became like racing canon that they were in love.
It's amazing how we project these stories onto them.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more than just a numbers game.
We need narratives. But unfortunately, this one has a tragic ending.
Yeah, I saw this in the notes. It gets dark pretty fast.
After that championship, the 3 of them meet one last time. Sprinter stakes. Ruby wins, but she falls into a slump right after and retires.
Okay.
But worse, KS Miracle, the rival. He suffered a fatal injury during that race.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
It was. So the romance chapter just ends, tragically, with Helios as the last one standing.
But he wasn't a normal horse, so this isn't where his story ends.
Not even close. The romance is over, and now He enters his punk rock phase.
His punk rock phase. I like that. This is the era of the idiot duo.
The Bakakanbi, as the Japanese fans called them.
The idiot duo. So who's the other idiot?
Michiru Palmer. And to get why this is so funny, you have to know what Palmer was.
What was he?
He was a steeplechaser.
Wait, a jump horse? What's he doing racing on the flat against sprinters?
That's the thing. Steeplechasing is usually a one-way ticket for horses who aren't quite fast enough for the flat. You don't come back from that to win elite races.
But he's like a long-distance runner trying to compete in the 100-meter dash.
Pretty much. But he came back, and he and Helios found each other, and their dynamic wasn't romance.
Yeah.
It was mutual assured destruction.
Explain that. How did two horses decide to just cause chaos?
It's all about pace. In racing, there's usually a gentleman's agreement between frontrunners. You don't go all out from the start because you'll burn each other out.
Right, you both lose if you sprint the whole way.
Exactly, you both lose. But Helios and Palmer, they didn't get the memo.
Uh-oh.
Take the Takarazuka Kinnan, massive race. The bell rings, and they both just take off. A full-on sprint from step one.
No gentleman's agreement.
None. Just a reckless high-speed duel. Everyone's watching us thinking they're going to collapse.
And did they?
Well, Helios did. He burned himself out completely. But here's the chaos part. He set the pace so fast that the smart horses sitting in the back couldn't catch up.
They were too far behind.
Way too far behind. And since Helios faded, who was left out in front?
The steeplechaser.
Michiru Palmer. The horse with all the stamina just kept going and won a Group 1 race.
That's insane. Helios was like a sacrificial booster rocket, right?
It's an absolutely absurd result. It broke all racing logic.
But they did it again, right?
No, they did not learn. This brings us to the tennis show Autumn. If you want to know why they were called idiots, this is the race.
Who was the favorite?
Tokai Teo. And we need to pause on that name. Tokai Teo is a living legend. Everyone, and I mean everyone, expected him to win this easily.
So it's the legend versus the idiot duo.
And the duo does their thing. Suicide pace, they blast out to the front, no strategy, just raw speed.
And what does Teo do?
Well, Teo's smart, but the pace was so ridiculously fast it created this panic. He got dragged into chasing them way too early.
He took the bait.
He took the bait. And when you chase a pace that hot, your legs just turn to jelly. Helios and Palmer completely broke the race.
So what happened in the end?
Total collapse. Tokai Teo finished 7th. It was a disaster, a massive, massive upset.
So that's how they got the name. Not because they were bad, but because they turned a chess match into a bar brawl.
That's a perfect way to put it. They were just so effective at destroying everyone else's plan.
And they had one last ride together at the Urima Kinnan.
The Grand Prix. Helios' last race. They teamed up one final time, and it played out almost exactly the same. Helios runs his heart out, sets this blistering pace, and then he hits the wall.
Just like always.
But Palmer is right there with him, and because all the other jockeys were terrified of getting burned again, they let him go, and Palmer pulls off another shock win at 15-1 odds.
It's like Helios was setting him up. I'll cause a mess, you take the trophy.
It looked exactly like a deliberate assist. It was poetic.
I love that. But, we keep talking about the chaos. There's a statistic in the source material that it blew my mind. You called it the favorite killer curse.
This is statistically the weirdest thing about him.
Lay it on us.
So in Japanese racing, the favorite, the horse with the most money bet on it, wins about 30% of the time.
Okay, yeah, about 1 in 3. That's a solid baseline.
Right. Now, in Daitaku Helios' last 20 races as an older horse, guess how many times the favorite won?
I'm going to guess it's low.
No.
Like 10%? Maybe 5.
0.
Wait, what? 0?
Not a single one.
Not 1. 0 for 20. If Daitaku Helios was in the starting gate, the favorite did not win.
That's unbelievable. So even when he lost, just his presence was enough to bend probability?
Correct. It goes back to the chaos. He ran so erratically that the logical outcome became impossible. He created so much uncertainty that the sure thing was no longer a sure thing.
He was a walking, galloping, statistical anomaly.
He really was.
So we have the romance, the idiot duo, the curse. It's easy to just write him off as a meme horse. A funny story. And that is his reputation. The foolish one.
But let's talk about the money. I'm looking at his earnings. Was he really a joke?
The numbers tell a completely different story, and this is the core of that reputation versus reality theme. He was financially elite.
How elite are we talking?
His career earnings were about 690 million yen.
690 million.
And to put that in perspective, remember Tokai Teo?
Yeah.
Helios earned more money than he did.
No way. The idiot out-earned the legend.
Yes. In his generation, only absolute titans like Mashiro McQueen and Rice Shower earned more. So while everyone was laughing, Helios was cashing checks.
That completely changes things. He wasn't just comic relief. He was a top-tier athlete who was just really unconventional.
Exactly. Which brings us to deconstructing that stupid label. Why did he run like that?
The sources say it wasn't stupidity, it was earnestness.
Sincerity, that's the word. The consensus now is that he wasn't reckless because he was dumb. He was reckless because he was too earnest.
What does that mean for a horse? How is a horse too earnest?
It's compulsive. Imagine a runner whose competitive drive is just stuck in the on position. If Helios saw another horse next to him or in front of him, he had to try and catch it right then.
So he had no off switch. He couldn't pace himself because he cared too much about being in front right now.
Precisely. He was that kid in class who's just bursting to answer every single question. It's not strategic, but it comes from this place of pure, unfiltered enthusiasm.
That's actually really relatable. We've all known that person.
And what's really touching is that off the track, he was apparently a total sweetheart. Gentle, obedient, loved by the stable staff. He wasn't some wild animal. He was just a nice guy who turned into a relentless machine when the race started.
That just makes him more endearing. He was a nice guy who just wanted to win really, really badly.
And people responded to that. Even if they made fun of him, they bet on him because they knew he was never going to phone it in. He was going to give you 100% every time.
So let's talk legacy. He retires. He's rich. He's famous. What's next?
He goes to stud, and fascinatingly, that chaos gene seems to have passed down. He sired a horse named Daitaku Yamato.
Did he have the same running style?
He had the same shock factor. Daitaku Yamato won a Group 1 race, the Sprinter Stakes, as the biggest long shot in the entire field.
Wow, like father, like son?
Mm-hmm.
Still breaking the betting slips?
It seems so. Helios eventually retired from stud duty in 2008.
And this is where the story comes full circle. Back to the romance one last time.
It does. Daitaku Helios passed away peacefully on December 12, 2008, but the fans couldn't help but notice the timing.
Because Daiichi Ruby, she had passed away not long before.
Just the year before. So, of course, the lore reignited. The story was that he just wanted to follow her.
That's actually really sweet. The narrative follows him right to the very end.
It's a testament to the kind of impact he had. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but he made everyone from fans to other jockeys play by his rules.
So what's the takeaway here? We have a horse that broke every rule, ruined the odds, and yet we remember him with so much affection.
I think it comes back to that idea of chaos versus sincerity. We call things chaos when they don't fit our neat little patterns. We called Helios stupid because he didn't run like a smart horse should.
He didn't save his energy, he just went.
Exactly, but that chaos was just extreme honesty. He gave everything he had, all at once, every single time.
In a world of strategy and calculated risk, there's something kind of beautiful about that.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.